You've reached call in Mockery.
Sound guys love this one trick.
What?
Stop. We have to be serious.
Well,
Because the show is winding down, isn't it?
I think
Chestnut
winding down the fire.
Which, of course, if you're watching the video, you can see that our studio looks a little different. Mm-hmm. We're kind of getting rid of some of our equipment,
Yeah.
replacing it
Yep, out with the old and with the new.
for the final episode.
Yeah.
It's been a heck of a time with all of our fans out there, but we said 100 episodes. There's new adventures on the horizon.
Yeah.
And the pasture always does look a little greener on the other side, doesn't it?
Hey, I heard they're doing raw milk now. And so someone say the pasture doesn't quite look as good because you're pasteurizing the milk. It actually makes it healthy for you to drink, but these people say no. What is that?
It's going to cure everything, but I've also heard that we're doing Rami Malek now. And I said, sign me up.
Yo! Do you think Santa would like raw milk instead of what? What do you feed Santa when he comes down his
Here's the problem.
dork ass chimney and he's eating all your...
I know you say that...
I know you say.
Well, I said Usain Bolt.
Yeah.
And
Fastest
then
man
he said,
alive.
we're doing him now. And I said, sign me up if you can catch him.
Fastest man alive.
Fastest man alive. No, I know you say that raw milk you can switch over pretty easily and that you'll feel the benefits almost immediately. And
Yes.
that you won't. I think there's a little bit of a... I also believe in the power of raw milk. And I think that the pasteurization process is horrendous. What they're doing to our milk is absolutely nasty.
God, I'm going to miss that.
Yeah, getting to do that.
Getting to do
Donald Jr.
Donald Jr. voice.
But no, it's going to be a hard transition for us. This is kind of like the last episode of Friends, where I'm sure when they were filming it in front of that live audience, and he's like, hey, remember when we were on a break? And he's kind of remembering all the good times.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things about films and all this is when you find out what the last shot they did was, and it was always something kind of innocuous and boring.
Yeah.
Like in Harry Potter when it's like they fell onto a mat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well,
They stand up and they kind of brush them off and they go,
that's all right, Daniel Radcliffe.
it's just doing nothing. You couldn't. I know there's budget involved with these things, right?
Yeah.
But you can't think of like, maybe we should end with one final shot of them all together.
Yeah. Save the final.
It's like Ron finished up 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
He's
Well-
out in Maui.
See you guys later. It's time for my film career to finally take off.
17 years later. He's like, well, I'm finally starring in this thing with M. Night Shyamalan where there's a baby that's a doll. And Jimmy Fallon's like, hey, remember when I was thinking maybe we could have you sing the Harry Potter theme song. Ba 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 da ba 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 ba. Hey. No, but back to Rom Ilk. I think it would make Santa shit in pants.
Yeah. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Colin Mockery. My name is Landon. This is...
I'm Joey. I got to say it myself for the if only for the last time. I got to look into that camera or microphone and say, I'm Joey. No bones about it. I'm taking the mask off for once, right?
We have to because...
You're not going to like what you see.
No.
We want to thank everyone, first of all, for joining us on our big 100th episode. It did big boffo numbers for us.
Absolutely.
And I think going into the future, Meg will be, which is also Family Guy celebrating its 25th anniversary.
Hey, they just like us. They just like us. They just like us.
picture of the Family Guy house with a bunch of dots of where all the pedophiles are or whatever.
Yeah, that's
whatever
awesome.
the album cover was.
I don't know.
So, gosh, and just to think that we won't get to do this anymore. But I think there's something we do need to do one last time. It's the holiday season.
Doo.
And Dickory Beth. And don't forget for our liquid death. We want to crack our LDs one last time for you. It doesn't feel right, does it?
No.
First of all, it's Christmas time or whatever you celebrate. No disrespect. No. This is a holiday episode.
It's a holiday special.
And luckily, a person you voted for said we won't be needing to do that anymore. We won't be needing to say happy holidays anymore once I'm back in office. It'll be Merry Christmas or your ass is getting thrown in jail.
Yep.
And in the spirit of that, we want to take the mask off
Yeah.
of the show.
Yeah.
And we do want to say, when you hear this noise on the show,
Yeah. It's sad, man. It's sad because I don't want to. It's the truth, but I don't want it to come out.
I don't want to say it, but
When you hear that sound,
I don't think I know that it was never a convicted melon or an unparleavable.
no, it
And in
was.
fact, we've been told by our lawyers that we needed to say with finality,
Yeah.
we're not sponsored by Liquid Death.
No, never have been.
They said we could be sued for libel.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm liable to be confused about what that means. And he said, Joey, it's not joke around today.
No.
But no, we of course never did drink a Liquid Death on the show.
No.
The 19.2 ounce can was never in our hand, and if it was actually a different flavor. And
Yeah.
what we've been drinking, of course, is a little something known as Zevia.
Yes, we've been drinking this, occasionally a Waterloo or I don't know, some other type of flavored seltzer water.
A lot of Waterloos. I'd say mostly Waterloos. Of course,
Well,
now we don't have the cans to prove it, but
Yeah.
I promise.
Look, we have to, we can't go on like this anymore. We've
No.
been told. And
Yeah.
since we are about to embark on one of the most litigious sort of moments in American history with this guy suing this person and him doing there and boo, 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 we cannot be in that conversation. We have too many listeners and too much at stake to be doling out, first of all, little bits of our reputation.
I had too much at Steak and Shake.
Oh, I think I saw they were a Zagat winner.
What did you just call me?
So, and we make too much money, but so they can come for you when you make the amount of money we
That's
make.
the problem. Before we could say whatever, because like, well, Liquid Death's going to be like, hey.
Yeah. It's like, whatever. But
And we also said nothing but nice things about it.
True.
We love
And-
Convicted Melon. We love Unparleavable, their other flavor.
until last week when our guest, who shan't be named, but they kind of railed against Liquid Death.
Which was sort of
That was
a
the
tipping point for us, excuse
Yeah.
me.
Sort of the first-
We parted ways with that person.
first chink in the armor type deal.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
once you get one crack, the whole crevice is bound to blow.
The whole thing's bussing. So we decided, hey, last show we should just come clean.
Yep.
We ain't drinking that.
No, it's never been Liquid Death, and it never will be.
No.
But we do like our Zevia.
Yeah.
This is a blue can of Cola Zevia.
And then I heard someone say, actually, I think stevia is actually also bad for you now. And I was like, great, can't have anything nice.
Yeah.
I don't believe it, though. I feel great when I'm sipping on a Z.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, me too.
Okay, what do you want me to have instead? A Splenda? The pink packet on the Denny's diner?
We're going to do all of this and then just come back around to actually sugar's most healthy.
I think we are. I think we are.
if I could do that as Robert F. Kennedy Jr., played by Alec Baldwin, I think we are.
I think
It's me, Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
Hey, we could spend all day talking about SNL. We really could.
Yeah.
But we shouldn't.
No. But what we want to say is we have a lot of these long-standing kind of jokes on the show, sort of the liquid death,
Yeah.
I mean, you take your pick. We've got a lot of these. Mm-hmm. And the phone calls, all this stuff. We just want to say... We're not going to, for the last show, we don't want to have these long, we want to have an honest conversation with you.
Yeah.
We don't want to have the long-standing, the long-running gag.
No.
Right?
We're not doing that anymore because it's time to finally let the guard towers fall.
And what are we going to do? We're going to set something up in the episode before this and then start doing it as a long-standing...
What, like a new... No. We would never do that.
No.
You know, the whole liquid death thing... It was more so a mask.
Yes.
It was a mask that we wore to sort of puff our chests.
And to say we don't have much going on comedically for the show.
Yeah.
It's an easy gag where you just say, we're not going to do that thing again. Or we say, oh, let's,
It's sick, and we're committing to not doing that type of thing anymore.
I've heard it said that people come into our lives for a reason, bringing something we must learn, and we are led to those who help us most to grow if we let them, and we help them in return. Wow. Well, I don't know if I believe that's true. But I know I'm who I am today because I knew you.
Joey.
Like a comet pulled from orbit as it passes a sun. Like it meets a boulder halfway through the wood. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? Well, because I knew you. 100 episodes. I have been changed for good.
Wow. That's great.
So,
it well may be that we will never meet again in this lifetime. So let me say before we part, so much of me is made of what I've learned from you. You'll be with me.
wow.
Like a handprint on my heart.
Don't touch me.
And whatever way our stories end, I know you have rewritten mine by being my friend. Hey! Like a ship blown from its mooring by a wind off the sea. Like a seed dropped by a skybird in a distant wood. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? But because I know you,
because I knew you,
I have been changed for good.
Yes.
And just to clear the air, I ask forgiveness for the things I've done you blame me for.
But then I guess we know there's blame to share. And none of it seems to matter anymore. Like a comet pulled from orbit,
Like a ship blown from its moorings by a wind off the sea.
Like a stream that meets
like
a
a seed
boulder
dropped by a
halfway
bird in
through
the wood.
Who can say if I've been changed for the better? I do believe I have been changed for the better. And because I knew you. Because I knew you. Because I knew you. I have been changed for good. Just feels good to get that off my chest.
Yeah.
For the first time.
Yeah, me too. God.
But no, it's been great knowing you and doing this show for you.
Yeah. I didn't make you.
No. Well, I did it for you, though. You didn't make me, but I was like, what else has the guy got going on?
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that. And
No, thank you.
everything.
I've always been prone to hair thinning.
It was getting
I didn't know that about you, but
Well, I mean, most guys are.
you're braver than I to admit it.
Yeah.
Just on the podcast.
Most people have that.
You should try Nutrafol.
Huh?
Nutrafol. It's a one a day pill. It comes in 30. It's a 30.
Oh, you know about what a day pills.
Hey, if I'm lying, I'm dying. But not if I'm taking my Nutrafol.
Isn't that the stuff that Michael Jackson's doctor killed him with?
Yeah, he said you should have this. It's got horse hair in it. And he was like,
Joey, of course, it is the holiday season.
it's the holiday season. Maybe we should do, if we were to do a song, maybe we do something in our own register.
Okay.
Like if just for the future, if we said, maybe we should do a song once in a while. It's the holiday season. I'm not like trying to get somewhere that like someone that is on Broadway doing it 500 times for 20 years. They just keep doing it and doing it. And they belt it out.
Well, I don't have any problem finding my note. So,
Yeah. Oh, I just found a note here on my phone. It says, go to the letter 2. Hell.
it's probably my favorite letter. The 2. Joey, did you, because it is the holiday season, you have all of these traditions?
Yes.
I mean, I don't even know where you come up with this stuff, but you know, holiday traditions.
I have some unorthodox ones.
Yeah.
Much like Christmas. It's unorthodox.
Yeah.
You say that again. A turkey for me, a turkey for you. I love to eat turkey in a big brown stew.
So, could you explain one of your traditions for us?
Yes. One of my traditions that is a little strange. And by the way, write in if you probably won't write in with this specific tradition, but if you have your own wacky traditions, write in. I say write because we'll probably be turning our phone line off soon. Since the show's ending, but maybe we'll do a special. I don't know if you listened to the Unsolved Mysteries podcast.
No.
Where it was like, there wasn't enough on TV. It was sort of probably the lesser ones where it's like, this guy escaped to Mexico. They will, now the show's over, but they will occasionally update with like a 2-minute Unsolved Mysteries update. Wacko Jacko was caught in Mexico where we thought he was. And it's like, dun, 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 and they just tell you the guy got caught.
Well, that's cool.
So
Some
you
closure. That's nice.
Yeah, because I'm out there. There's like 100 episodes. I'm out there looking for all of them still.
Yeah. Well, and you're scared as hell too.
Well, they came for their wife or their cousin. What's to stop them from coming after me? So I have this tradition where I watch holiday movies.
I mean, I don't even know how you come up with this stuff.
I knew you'd like that. Because I was thinking I should tell him, but there's still enough time before Christmas for you to kind of start doing this if you want to.
I guess if I could find some time.
And I actually left some breadcrumbs last week on the episode.
Whoa.
If you listen to that episode, you might hear me sort of hold on. You might hear where I snuck in some breadcrumbs.
Wow.
I'll
have to go back and undelete that episode from the bank.
Right. So I brought up that I was watching some of these. We all know the Hallmark Christmas movies, right? They've sort of become. They're sort of, people watch them sort of as like they're so bad that they're actually good, right? There's that.
Well, it was that, and now I think now everyone is just like, no, I just like watching them.
Yeah, because for me, what's happened is I can't watch The Grinch yet. I can't watch The Santa Claus yet. I can't watch Christmas Vacation yet. Right?
Why? What's wrong with you?
I just can't do it yet.
Okay.
I'm too emotionally invested. It's just, if I watch them now, I've got nothing to do the week of, I'm not going to work the week of Christmas.
Oh, that's right.
I need to do something, right?
Right.
I'm not going to work at all. I'm sort of like Gus's dad in that episode of Psych.
Yeah.
Lost my job the week of Christmas. So I've been watching I just put on Peacock, they've got 2 Hallmark streaming channels.
Yeah.
And what you need to do, I'm going to give you a pro tip here.
Okay.
Don't just watch the normal Hallmark channel.
Don't
you
just
want to watch
the normal
Hallmark
channel.
Mystery Channel.
Hallmark Mystery Channel.
Because those are also Hallmark Christmas movies.
With a mystery.
But there's a mystery to them. And that's where you can end your note. So there's sort of like a comet passed the Earth, and that made someone from World War II times end up in present day.
That's not a mystery.
And so they're like, so what the heck happened? So they lock them in a shed on Christmas night because they think this will probably get you back to your time. The whole town goes to the shed, and in the morning the shed's empty. So they're all like, it worked. And I'm like, it could just be a crazy person, right?
Well, that's almost the story of Jeebus.
That's kind of the thing. A lot of these are. I mean, I know you probably might not think this because they're Christmas movies. They do have a religious bend to them.
No.
But what I want to talk to you about, and I didn't look up the one that I said I would. Let me look this up.
Okay.
I got to look this up. Leon Hallmark movie. Okay. Yes, this is the one I was trying to figure out the name of last time. Time for Us to Come Home for Christmas. And it stars Leon, okay?
Whoa.
As Jasper. This is one that has been
wasn't that Hitman movie?
Yeah.
The Professional?
So we've got
Wasn't it?
Yeah, with Little Portman.
Little Portman and Big Besson.
Yes, Little Portman, Big Besson. This is one that has Lacey Chabert in it. Is that how you say that? Chabert?
Oh, I hope we're not mispronouncing that.
From, of course, Mean Girls. Now, she has gone on to become a staple on the Hallmark Channel.
Yes,
This is one where she's a big-time lawyer. She goes to stay at a hotel. She thinks that her boss gave her a holiday stay at. And she's like, and then the boss calls. He's like, hey, I got your message. We didn't give you a stay at a hotel. Now she also meets Leon, who thinks he got a gift from his wife. She meets other guy who thinks he got this as a gift. And all these people, you realize, they didn't get who sent this message out. So there's kind of a mystery. And she meets the big hunky guy that owns the hotel. And he's like, I know it's kind of crazy, but I came here as a kid and I loved it so much I bought the place.
Whoa.
Now, what's weird about this one is that every scene basically has fake snow. It's like CGI snow because it's not landing on anyone.
Right. It's just like a filter in front of.
Every time they're outside, it's happening. It's wild.
I love that.
This is good. There's a guy that
is good.
That's got a young daughter. Anyway, I just want the name of it's crazy. Time for Us to Come Home for Christmas.
That is crazy.
But that leads me into she did a movie for Netflix, and what I want to get across for these Netflix movies because I think they're trying to do the Hallmark thing.
Yeah.
Where they're doing some sort of, but I don't know really what their point is by doing this, because if they're sort of in on the, people like the Hallmark movies because they're kind of corny, but it's kind of endearing or whatever. Right. They're not doing that. They're just like bad movies. So you've got The Merry Gentleman with Chad Michael Murray. You've got Hot Frosty, which does have Miss Chabert in it, which is Snowman Comes to Life. He's a gross looking buff guy. Everyone thinks he's hot.
Right. This is what you and Brittany were talking about.
Yes.
While three of us just sat silently.
Yes. And then there's...
which actually was the high point of the show.
Yeah. Which is why I thought instead of really digging in then, I should do it on a different episode after we've told everyone the show's over. And then Christina Milian is in one called Meet Me Next Christmas.
Whoa. How's it spelled?
MEAT. And so, well, she does want a guy to meet her next Christmas. That's the Pentatonics one.
Merry Christmas.
I just don't know who these are for. Because they're sort of... Oh, then the other one we watched is the Lindsay Lohan new one, Our Little Secret.
Oh.
Which is presented by... Every time you pause, it's like presented by something. It shows you advertising works.
Sure.
Someone brought the movie to us.
Yeah. Brought to me by...
Now, this is one where she
Lindsay Lohan.
had a boyfriend or something.
Had a boyfriend. It's a boy.
This is a wild one.
Oh.
This might... I don't know if it's worth putting on. This is a wild one.
Okay.
She's with maybe a boyfriend. So it starts with... who's the guy that has the big vein in his head in Mission Impossible? Henry...
Cavill?
No. Henry... He came back for the new one. Is it Henry?
The bad guy? Who?
I hate to do this on air.
Henry.
I just wish you would help me out.
He's the guy with a big vein in his head?
Henry Zierney.
Oh.
He's talking to Ethan, and his one eye's
Right.
kind of
Yes.
tweaking out, and there's a big vein in his head.
Yeah. And it's a close up and it's a canted angle.
So he's Lindsay Lohan's dad. It starts with him telling the story of her life through animation. And he's like, my daughter had a best friend. And it kind of goes through like they went to college together and they played video games together.
Whoa.
I don't know why this goes on for so long. Fully like animated sort of storybook style. And it sets up that they're in love with each other. Then we meet them. He's drunk. They go into a party because she's going to move to London. And he says she's doing it to run away from
True feelings.
true feelings for him and because her mom died. So he says, you're trying to move to this good job in London because your mom died. And she's like, no, I'm not. And I don't think she is.
No.
I think it sounds like she's got a good job. And he's like, you're trying to run away from everything. It's like, because she's trying to get out of her hometown.
Right.
So
Seems like a good opportunity.
He proposes to her. Sort of out of nowhere, she goes, I'm not marrying you. I'm going to... So he does this in front of Henry Zierney and this whole party. They get in a fight. It's a bad look on him. Now, what happens is we jump forward 10 years. How do they do this? Because they never... She says, I'm leaving. You know, we're never going to talk to each other again. Doesn't really seem like they were dating. I don't really know what's going on.
Sure.
He goes out to his car. He shakes his fists. He sort of does a Dragon Ball Z move and screams at the sky. And then it cuts to showing us that 10 years has passed by. For 5 minutes, it goes through different highlights of the past 10 years. So it's like Impossible Meat is taking off. Stranger Things is the biggest show in the country.
Oh, of course. Netflix.
And then, man, they show the Mars rover.
Whoa.
But it's just like pictures of things and it's kind of zooming and it's like a news person. But it goes on for... It's like multiple things per year for 10 years of just the wildest stuff. Has nothing to do with them, but just to like, for you to understand how much time has passed.
When
I
it could have just said 10 years later.
Which then it does. But it like shows the time counting down. It's like
Sure.
20, whatever, because it's like 2014 to 2024.
Right.
It's like 2018. They talk about Impossible Burgers. And then... They bring up two different Squid Games they talk about.
Of course.
So they bring up a couple different Netflix shows mixed in with other just new stuff. I think COVID comes up and it's all sort of like set to Christmas music about like tragedies that have happened.
Yeah.
The war in Ukraine's taking off. Now we meet them again. She's got a new beau. He's got a new hubbo, a new lady friend.
Okay.
And turns out those two are brother and sister. They don't know this.
The husband and wife?
The hubbo and the wubbo, their new boyfriend and girlfriend are actually brother and sister. So they go to a Christmas party with each of their significant others, meet each other, right?
They're like, you're dating my sister,
But they
You're
don't bring
dating
it
my-"
up.
Oh,
They just go, yeah, we're meeting for the first time. Now you've got Tim Meadows in this movie. You've got Chris Parnell in this movie.
oh,
They've got all these comedy heavy hitters that they don't let them do anything. But it's a wild watch. It's pretty bad. I just don't get they put so much money, I guess because I'm watching it, so
yeah, it worked on you, idiot.
it doesn't matter if I
Idiot.
like it or not. That's kind of the streaming thing I'm finding out. Doesn't
It
matter
doesn't
if you
have
like
to
it or
be
not.
good. You just have to watch it once.
Because they've already paid them, right? Like Sandler, they gave him what, $400 million or something?
Something like
and they're
that.
like, make us 10 movies.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, okay.
He's already been paid.
Yeah, he's fine. Lindsay Lohan's probably getting paid pretty good. I mean, it doesn't have to be good.
But they can just get I know it's not wow, they got Chris Parnell. I understand maybe me liking a guy that was on SNL 25 years ago.
Yeah.
That's just been doing Archer or whatever.
Right. Yeah, he's kind of. I was watching Jingle All the Way, and I forget that he shows up in that.
Right.
Just for the last 30 years, he's just been like a little bit character.
But that's what he is in this. He
In
just shows
movies.
up as a veterinarian.
Yeah.
Humorless. He's just
Sure.
you want me to pretend to make a dog to throw up? Okay. And so then he does, and then he's like, that'll be $12,000. And she's like, what? And he's like, just makes it's like nothing. Same with Tim Meadows. He just kind of plays a guy.
Yeah.
And then I watched him on Detroiters. He was on an episode that I watched the same day doing funny
The
stuff.
funniest things you could ever think of. Yeah. Now, in this vein, did you ever see it's a movie called Christmas with the Campbells. It stars Brittany Snow,
Okay.
Justin Long, Alex Moffat is in it. And I didn't know this. Apparently Vince Vaughn was one of the writers. But this is it's almost a parody of a Hallmark movie, but it's not enough to where you're like,
Yeah.
it's not like They Came Together where it's just jokes the whole time and you're like, this is awesome.
Right.
But it will be kind of a normal Hallmark type movie, and then something insane will be happening, and I will be laughing out loud, howling with laughter because just something so funny just happened, and then it will just kind of go back to normal. The tone of it is very off, they didn't quite nail it, but it's worth a watch because there are some parts that I couldn't even believe it.
Is it, and Moffat's her kind of douchebaggy ex-boyfriend or something?
Yeah.
It's is Vince Vaughn
Funny?
He's funny, I think.
Yeah.
Right? Every time he's in something, it's funny.
He's doing his thing.
But he produced this. Did you say he also write it? He also write it?
He's credited as one of the writers, yeah.
It seems like that someone wants something from this.
That's what, it's
and whoever is writing it through production and editing, it's becoming something else.
Yeah. Because at this point, I think, They Came Together as an example, but there are a formula. There are formulas to a Hallmark movie specifically to the point where now they are speaking of Psych, Maggie Lawson is in one where she's like, I love Hallmark movies. Hallmark is already making a play on Hallmark movies where she's like, I love Hallmark movies. My favorite are the ones with Snowball or whatever.
Yeah, it's
and
the
then
treetop.
Snowball comes into her life and helps her
She's
find love.
wait, Snowball's real?
Yeah.
But it's not done it's just done so strangely.
That's
What's
because that's where we are now.
Yeah.
All the corporations are in on the joke.
But they're not funny.
No,
They're in on
but
the
it doesn't
joke.
matter because you'll eat it up like slop anyway.
I did watch because on the streaming you'll get the new this Thursday, and it's that one where it's my favorite character from the Treetop Network is real.
Yeah,
and then I was like, I'll check it out.
yeah, I'll watch that one for sure.
3 wise men and a baby. check that out.
Funny.
But I'm very, very close to like writing my own.
I've been
Because I have a good idea that I sent to someone else, not to you.
We gotta talk.
We'll talk after this, but I just want people to know on the holiday episode, I got some ideas, and I go, it could be funny, but I think you also do have to go the route of like They Came Together, where I saw David was posting outtakes from the movie the other, like a week or so ago, and it's a really funny scene, and someone commented, I wish the studio would have let you keep stuff like this in or whatever. And he replied and said, there were no studio notes. This was all like internal. He's like, a comedy should be an hour and a half. He's like, I cut it from the movie because you don't want to have too much of the stuff. And I was like, give this man a movie.
Yeah.
Because it was funny, and it's just like, it's got to go.
It's got to go.
You can't have too much of the stuff, or else you will just sort of like have fatigue.
Yeah.
But you can do something that can also be good. That's the other thing, is like the story is always, someone is always cheating on someone else. Someone is dead. There's like there's not even 5. There's like 4 routes they take to get somewhere.
Right.
And I'm like, maybe that is included, but none of these are hitting, and they don't know what is funny.
Yeah. Well, I did some research into it like a year ago because I was like, why couldn't I just sell a script to Hallmark? But I read this long article.
It's a machine?
Well, yeah, there's like 6 people that do them, all of them.
Maybe that's why I can't write that fast.
I read an article where one of the screenwriters for these movies was like, hey, look, we have a formula. This is how we do it. And like, it's fun. We try to play within the bounds of the same thing that we do, but you can't, by its very nature, you can't go too far with the form. Now, this was a while ago, so maybe they're ready to push the boundaries a little bit, but it was interesting though, because it was just like a guy like, yeah, if you're lucky enough to sell one to Hallmark and get in, then you're kind of in. They keep coming back to you and saying, do you have more ideas for these Christmas movies? So then you just, you don't want to stop though, because it is good money and a steady job, but you just kind of have to come up with new ways to tell the exact same story. Very fascinating stuff. I
just feel like I've got I could just write it out, because I also don't care that much.
Right.
You know?
It'd be a great thing.
I'm going to lay some breadcrumbs for our life.
Okay.
I do know someone that worked for Hallmark, a couple people. And I'm thinking, if you can get in, like, where do you start? Do you think you start as like a card guy? So you're doing the cards. There's a formula for the cards, right?
You think you start with the cards,
and they talk, maybe they get some upper management and go, actually, I'm a screenwriter I've done a few, and they go, hey, why don't you put together a spec script, like Francine's holiday list.
Yeah.
And you go, okay,
that could be it.
So you make Francine's holiday list, because the people that are doing them, like the Netflix ones, Hot Frosty has 2 police officers in the movie, Joe Lo Truglio and Craig Robinson. So they get 2 comedians to sort of kind of do their own thing, but then the characters are wildly don't make sense.
Right.
Because they're so cartoony to the rest of the movie.
Sure.
Like 2 dumbasses. And then he's like locking Frosty up and all. But you can get them in your movie. But what they did at the end was there's a blooper reel. And this movie does not deserve a blooper reel. They don't. You got to earn your blooper reel. You can't show me one of the worst movies I've ever seen and then go, well, we'll show them messing around.
Yeah.
Because what it is it's clearly them joking around, and someone's got a camera on them. You know, when someone maybe behind the scenes puts a camera on you and says like, do something funny.
Right.
And so they're kind of messing around, but it's probably like, well, this isn't going to get used for anything. And then they base all the credits around it. And you're like, okay.
Yeah.
There's there's that.
Yeah.
So they still aren't getting it, but they can get the people to be in it.
Yeah. Well, of course it's I'm sure like a day on set for those guys.
Yeah.
A couple days. bunch of money. Probably don't have to leave LA.
Right. I'd do it.
Of course.
No, but we will cut all this. What'd you watch?
What did I watch? Well, I should say I did get a chance to go to the theater, the local Cineplex.
The War of Rohirrim.
I've heard it said that people come into your life for a reason.
What's that?
It's actually not from
Right.
a movie, but I hope someday it will be in a movie. I went to this movie called The Wicked Part 1.
Nobody fears the wicked. Or something.
Yeah. I make it popular.
Did you end up being holding space for it?
Buddy, I'm holding so much space for Wicked Part 1, you can't even fit in my car anymore.
Well, I'm sure even waiting to go, so you were holding space in your calendar like 3 hours.
Yeah. You gotta block out some time, and I told you there wasn't an opportunity to buy a ticket for the first couple weeks.
Right.
At the big theater.
I've been hearing this.
Yeah. So
Why don't you go to the IMAX?
I will say, well, first off, I will say I expected to enjoy the movie.
Yeah.
It's even better than I expected. I was moved, I say. I take back anything I said about Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo being little weirdos, because I don't even care if you can move me like you've moved me in this film.
Someone clip that.
But that's beside the point. The main point is, even this, a couple 2-3 weeks after the release, we had to get tickets in that front row. I think kind of where you said you sat by a lady and made her uncomfortable.
Yes, not in so many words, but
where it is like there's the handicap slot and then the seat next to it, and then
there's a little gap. Yeah.
So we were trying to do the math on the chart, because you select your seat beforehand, right? So you're going, I think, yeah, these two would be together. And then we show up, and there's a guy sitting next to in the love seat.
Because what we need to say is the seats are connected 2 and 2.
Yes, they're little love seats.
So you share an armrest
with either
one person,
your beau, or a strange man.
Right.
So we were looking at the chart. I said, I think these are together, because it goes open spot for a wheelchair, handicap helper spot, and then somehow I got the math wrong.
I'm going to tell you right now, you did, because it's one chair and then handicap, then 2 space 2 space 2.
Yeah. So got that wrong. Showed up. There's a guy sitting in the love seat, where then the woman with whom I live is supposed to sit next to him, and then another empty spot where I'm supposed to sit next to a lady. But so we get there and we're like, no. We see it on the screen. Sorry, we see it on the screen going in, where it's a better picture of.
It's more detailed.
Yeah, it's more detailed, and we're like, oh God, 3 hours next to a stranger. But then we go in. That's right. This is what it was. Well, then we go in, and they were sitting in their little. They were sitting next to each other, and they were like, I'm so sorry. We bought tickets separate, but we'd like to sit together. Is that okay? And we were like, I guess. No, we were like, yeah, of course. But so they must have done the same bad math that we did, or something.
Yeah,
or
but how'd they do that?
I don't know, because they bought the 2 outside seats and then just were sitting together. Or maybe they just were like, well, we'll just buy these and then we'll get there early. Make these 2 people sit next to each other.
Yeah,
probably.
Well, you didn't have to. I mean, at least they know each other. Or else you'd have to ask some guy to be like, hey, would you mind, strange guy? It
worked out for the best for everyone. And then we sat down. We were seated for, it's a great Great movie.
Hey, by the way, those
I liked
seats,
it a lot.
not a bad spot, right?
Great spot, actually. I was a little concerned.
I would think
it was,
you're too close.
Yeah.
But once you lean that bad boy back,
You lean it back. You turn the heater on.
yeah, I'm not doing that.
Your little butt cheeks are getting nice.
Yep.
And we'll do that. And you're like, that's actually Adele Dazeem and the other little girl from the show, from the real show.
Cameo alert!
Hey,
Cameo alert!
that's actually them. Yeah, but it's pretty good.
Have you seen the play?
If you like musicals.
Have you seen the Broadway show?
No.
You've never seen it?
No. I couldn't. Sorry, I didn't get to New York in like 25
Okay,
years.
but they do it other places.
Oh.
Like, did you... Okay, sorry. Did you see an off-Broadway version?
No.
So you've never seen it?
No. That's what I mean. I've never seen it. I've heard the soundtrack.
Oh, but you have listened to the soundtrack. Uh-huh.
My brother went to New York when him was in high school, and he saw it on Broadway
Yeah.
on a school trip. And then he brought the soundtrack back, and then we listened to it while we played NCAA football in the basement. And we grew up to be...
I'm going to tell that guy that made fun of you for playing with a doll. Well, you should see what he does when he gets home.
And then, of course, that summer, I was in my my theater camp
Era.
that I used to take in the summer, and of course, Wicked was the talk of the town. So every little song was, "I think I'll try defying gravity, and you can't pull me down," and stuff like that. So
Okay,
you kind of,
so you are well versed.
I mean, but again, not enough to know that at the end of Defying Gravity, she goes, "Ah!" and all the sound goes out of the theater, and you're like, I get it now. It's like in It's Always Sunny when Mac does an interpretive dance, and Frank's like, I get it now. It's like that.
See, I've never seen it. I know, like, popular Defying Gravity. I don't even know why I know them.
Well, they were big songs.
Woman with Whom Which I Live, saw it on Broadway as well.
Whoa.
She has no interest in going to see this film, so
Yeah, that's fun.
I'm probably not. I'd go see it. I mean, it is like 3 hours though.
It's long, and
yeah.
I will say there are some parts where you're just like, wait, why is this 3 hours? Because again, like the original show is like 3 hours,
Right. Like it's
with an intermission.
90 per half, right?
Yeah, I think. And
Some people don't know that. I just was talking to someone that went to a Broadway show last week, and he said the screen went down on, I think it was Book of Mormon, went down for intermission, and the woman sitting next to him turned to him and said, "It's over now." Got up, and I was like,
And
"Did
left?
you tell her?" And he's like, "I told her it wasn't." She just turned and said, "It's over now."
well, I think maybe I said it on here, but it wasn't this. I guess it was last summer. We went to some play in the park or whatever, and there's maybe like 40 or 50 people in the crowd. The stage is like from us to the camera. And at intermission, this old guy just starts getting his little takeaway chair, and his wife or someone with him was like, "It's just intermission." He was like, "I don't care, I'm leaving." He hated it so much, and it was just funny. But
Well, so was there a book for Wicked?
I think there's a series of books that the show is kind of based on.
So the
But
musical is based on the books.
I believe so. But from what I know, the books are not like the musical at all.
Well, so I'm wondering where they're getting the extra.
I don't know. That's what I mean. Because there is something about like the music in certain parts. You're like, I wish these two women, I could understand their friendship better, because they become friends, and then through song, like a song, you're like, okay, now they're best friends.
Well, that's the device of the music.
I know, but it's a 3 hour movie, and I'm seeing all this time spent on SpongeBob, the guy who plays SpongeBob on Broadway.
That's who that little boy. He's in Is he the Gladiator 2 guy too?
Is
Hold
he in
on.
that? I don't think he's in that. I think that is.
Oh, no,
guy.
that's a different guy that looks like SpongeBob.
He looks in Gladiator. He looks like SpongeBob.
Yes, yeah. And he's like,
but normally he's the guy from Stranger Things.
Yes,
it all comes back. Well, listen, I gotta go.
Okay. Well, I wish I could have learned more about Wicked. I'm interested in. Here's my thing with. I'll just talk to you guys while Landon, since he's not here. Then I'll end the show. My thing with musicals is I need the music to be a plot device. I don't need you to stop the show or stop the story to do a song that just doesn't have anything to do with. That's my big complaint about the Will Ferrell comedy Spirited. Funny movie. You've got Will Ferrell doing his same thing. You've got Ryan Reynolds doing Deadpool. But then the songs do not move the story along. They just stop to go, it's village time. It's time in the village where we all come out to play. It's village time. I don't need it. Just
Uncle Joey.
Hey, I'm doing the show right now, buddy. Sorry.
I'm sweet. I'm woke up from my bad dream.
You woke up from your bad dream?
I woke up from my bad dream.
Well, that's good. That's good though, right?
And now I need to have a hug.
No, I'll come hug you after the show's over. Just seems like something that
Where's
shouldn't
my
be done
daddy?
on camera. He's not here, buddy. He's not here right now. We've talked about this.
Thank you for taking me in for the Christmas time. You know my parents are mad at me, right?
I do know that, which is why I was confused about why you're asking where your dad is. Just because
I kind of forgot for a second.
you know he's
because of when you wake up, sometimes you don't actually remember that you are in trouble.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's because you've been kind of a naughty son.
Yes, you could say that, but I still don't even know why. But I'm going to take it out on someone.
Okay. Well, do we need to do that right now?
Yes.
Okay.
Last year I had a wish list, but Santa Claus, he don't bring none of it. I asked for something he could not give. My mama told me it's 'cause I'm on his naughty list. So all this year I did nothing good, radicalized my entire neighborhood. Now me and my friends wait for Santa's sleigh. Peace on earth and goodwill, they can wait. Santa's coming and he's been running his mouth all over town. Naughty or nice, you better think twice before you're found. In that chimney you come down, light a match, stoke a flame. For Christmas I don't want no shame. My buddies all trying to act the same, even set our little sisters up to take the blame. 'Cause Santa's coming with joy to bring, but joy to me don't mean one thing. I'm a naughty little son of a gun, and Santa's gonna spill his cookies when he starts to run.
Yeah, this is the problem.
Santa's coming and he's been running his mouth all over town. Naughty or nice, you better think twice before you're found. In that chimney you come down. Silent night, it's on sight. When I see the big man creeping into my light, fire blazing, trap sprung. If I was on the nice list, this wouldn't have begun. Radical boys and girls, learning retribution, it's the way of the world. Consequences for my actions, I vow to never ever learn my lesson.
Yeah. This is the problem.
What do you mean?
This is why your parents sent you here to stay with me. Because they saw you setting the traps up in their fireplace.
to burn Santa's little butt.
Yes.
And
How
he's
old
a-
are you again?
14
Okay. I was going to ask you where you learned the word radicalize, but
on the internet. It's one of the streamers I follow. He tells me
right.
about stuff like that.
yeah. Friends with Ninja. Friends with Ninja.
Yeah.
One of these Twitch guys.
Yeah, it's one of the Twitch guys.
Do you have the Anarchist Cookbook?
Not on me.
Well,
I just don't even know what I did to be on a naughty list in the first place.
I think I'll be honest with you. What you did, I'm going to talk to you like you're a grown up because I think a lot of times.
Don't talk to me like I'm a grown up.
Okay, I talked to you like you're not a grown up.
Thank you.
I think what happened was
Yes.
you probably did something just a little bit naughty
Yes, so what?
to your parents.
Yes.
Like you probably drew some crayons on the wall.
Yeah, maybe I did.
So what? That doesn't mean you can go radicalize all the kids in the neighborhood.
It's just something I thought I'd do because I'm scared.
I'm going to tell you something.
What?
Trying to remember the name your parents gave you. Well, I'm going to tell you something.
Call me what you always call me, Uncle Joey.
Well, I usually call you by my name.
That's right.
So, Joey,
Yes.
if we were on SNL, this would
Yes.
be a great sketch.
Yeah.
Two Sandlers.
Oh! Who's Chandler?
Doesn't worry about it. Doesn't.
I'm worried.
No, something you doesn't do is worried about it.
Huh? Where's your boyfriend?
Me?
Yeah. Where's the little guy you do the podcast
Don't worry about it. I was supposed to end the podcast. He just left.
Oh, that's no good.
It's no good at all.
I just don't know why I was put on the naughty list in the first place.
What I'm trying to tell you is I think you
What?
were probably put on it for doing something.
Marginally bad.
Yes, and I don't want to speak for your parents and say what they think is bad. Because to them, maybe you are watching a movie that has swear words in it.
Yeah, I did watch Old School.
Yeah, so Old Blue or whatever,
Yeah.
the streaking stuff.
Will Ferrell's kind of doing his thing.
They told you not to watch that. I know that because when they dropped you off over here. They said, "Don't let him watch Old School. Don't let him watch Van Wilder."
But I want to see Ryan Reynolds doing Deadpool.
I know.
And Will Ferrell doing his thing.
There's other places you can see that.
Really? Mm-hmm. Will you show me, Uncle Joey?
I'll show you a little movie that came out a couple years ago called Spirited. After you learn your lesson.
I'll never learn my lesson.
This
I
is the
told you in
problem.
my song. I vow to never ever learn my lesson.
The problem is
Tell me.
you don't ever learn your lesson.
I know.
Did you hear that they are?
I don't have to learn my lesson in this society anymore.
This is the problem. Where you're getting your news source from is the internet.
Yes,
From people like
Mr. Mello.
no, who's the guy that's friends with Ninja?
Aiden Ross.
I'm saying just because you did something naughty to get on the naughty list, now you've gone above and beyond. Whereas before, what you did could have been resolved.
But I just don't think that I did something to warrant not getting presents. Because what I did was watch Old School. Something everyone's been doing for 20 plus years.
You're too young, buddy.
But
You probably didn't get a lot of the jokes. It's like when I begged my parents to let me see Scary Movie 2 for my 13th birthday.
Yes.
I didn't know what was going on.
Why are you stupid?
I just wanted to be cool in front of my friends and rent a R-rated movie.
Well, now I am cool in front of my friends. They think I'm Che Guevara.
You could have
I'm
waited.
starting the revolution.
What exactly did you put in the fireplace?
Flames. It wasn't much of a trap. I just made sure there was a fire for when his big old fat ass come down the chimney.
I just think this all could have been avoided if you just watched The Vault on Comedy Central at midnight. They usually play a movie that is uncensored.
Ooh.
You wouldn't have, there would be no paper trail, is my point.
Dang. Where were you?
You could have
last
just
year?
watched Jay and Silent Bob.
Where were you last year when I was trying to get my freak on without getting on the naughty list?
Last year,
Yes, last year I got put on a naughty list, so this year I've been preparing and planning for
so
the big
this
man.
has been a long time coming.
Yes, I don't even know what I did to be put on the naughty list.
Do you need it? Can you go back to bed or something?
I didn't know. That's my whole point.
We're the kids.
You gotta tell me what I did wrong.
You said
you
you've been-
gotta tell me.
You said you've been radicalizing the whole neighborhood.
That's right. Every little kid comes to me. They say, Chegwa Bauer, you tell us I got on the naughty list too. So we set up a trap, each of us, and we set it up so that our sisters would take the blame.
No.
It's all in the song.
Were those friends on the naughty list too before you radicalized them?
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. What I learned from the internet is that if you have some small slight against you, you can have unequal and unabashed retribution against people that you think are your enemy. And if you say it loud enough and long enough, the rest of the dumbass idiots around you will agree. And they too will find them to be enemies.
I know, but this is not. This is. We're trying to keep you away from that stuff.
I'm going to take over Santa Claus, and then I'm coming for the Tooth Fairy, and then I'm coming for the Easter Bunny too.
I just think if
And pretty soon, I'm coming for you, Uncle Joey.
is it because I work for the Des Moines Register?
Yep.
Yeah, I thought so.
Enemy of the people. Joey out.
Bye, Joey. I love calling that kid by my name, and I'm sure there's no problems with that. Well, I guess that's it because my nephew went back to bed. Landon is gone. I just want to thank everyone for spending the last several years with us. I mean, I can let my mask off since Landon's gone, but what? What do you want?
Your nephew just shivved me in the gut on his way out.
Yeah, I'm trying. He's just going down a path that I can't follow.
Ow.
Where did you go?
Don't ask.
Okay, sorry.
I had to go to the bathroom. What, is that illegal now?
It's not illegal. You just said I'm leaving.
Yeah.
I just thought if we were just taking a break, I could have cut. I could have gone to the bathroom too.
You had to go? We could have gone together.
Yeah, it's a hard thing around this time. There's a lot of treats at the store.
Yeah. Well,
are we just ready to end the show now then?
well, I thought that's what I heard, and I'm bleeding out here. I'm
Well, I did have something that, I mean, honestly, because of what you just brought to me, which is your aching stomach.
yeah, and with all the treats in the stores.
What's going on up there?
Just a light fixture.
Don't worry about it. Before we go, we wanted to thank. It's the holidays. You're supposed to thank the people that mean the most to you,
of
right?
course. Oh, we should sing a song from Wicked.
Yeah. Maybe if we do another last episode.
Okay.
That would be good. Like For Good. The song For Good.
What is that?
It's a song about like thanking people that have helped you along the way.
Oh, that sounds perfect.
If we would have thought about that beforehand. I just think what you want to do is you want to thank those that don't often get
The
thanked.
unsung heroes.
Yes, it's like that ad where the guy's walking around singing, he's a janitor, and then everyone feels sad for him.
Yes. But then he has a beautiful voice.
He has a beautiful voice, so they like humor him.
Yeah. They're like, okay, I guess you can have a recital.
You can have a recital just for us. Like, you're not that good, but we hear you singing. Like, he's doing it to get attention.
Yeah. It's like, somewhere out there.
It's a weird sort of like Make-A-Wish situation.
Yeah, it's a DEI thing.
it makes me sick to think about. But
Yeah.
we won't have to worry about that for much longer.
Nope.
This is the last Christmas that we'll ever have to worry about that.
Yeah. Good.
But no, there was someone we wanted to thank that is a huge part of everyone's holiday season, whether you've got
Yes.
your family over or not, right?
Yeah.
Should we just get to it?
I think so. I'm going to need my instrument.
Oh, sure. And I'm gonna warm my instrument up as well.
Okay.
Me.
That's so awesome when you do that.
Thank you.
All right. And
Ready?
all right, let's do it.
Christmas morning and you're up early looking. Santa ate his cookies and Grandma started her cooking. So it's only time that some byproduct gets pushing. Open up toilet bowl, that hole, I put my tush in. Getting ready for Christmas, it's a time for excess. Eating all your favorite foods, put your stomach to the test. After all the sweets and soups, the toilet bowl beckons. Time to give back, donate, lay down all your sloppy seconds. And when Christmas Eve turns to Christmas Day, there's just one simple expression to say. Merry Christmas to your friend the toilet. Eat so much, it's the one day you should spoil it. Everyone likes a treat on Christmas, and the toilet bowl is no different. Eating so much you'll go in any toilet you can find. Take your time, unwind that toilet bowl, don't mind. The big stuffed tummy is a small price to pay, because there's no place like bowl for the holidays. Do you like Santa's old cookies from around the world? Or do you like the sour sweet treats from boys and girls? When it comes to Christmas rolls and turkey, you know I'll take both. Mixed with fruitcake, you know I'll drop a lovely loaf. And when Christmas Eve turns to Christmas Day, there's just one simple expression to say. Merry Christmas to your friend the toilet. Eat so much, it's the one day you should spoil it. Everyone likes a treat on Christmas, and the toilet bowl is no different. Listen up. 1 baked potato, 2 yams and jello, ham and sausage. Now you got it. Mix your au gratin with my peppermint bark and add some gingerbread and you'll be ready to go fart. Tamale stuffing, plum pudding and some eggnog. Let's sit for an hour and you'll have a Yule log. Toilet, toilet, I have a question, my friend. Is there anything you refuse to let us dump in?
Sweet boy, I'm glad you asked. 'Cause sometimes all this junk food is really quite the task. Well, if you really truly would really like to know, no. Every day is Christmas for the toilet bowl.
Merry Christmas, everybody. It's just me and my toilet bowl tonight. Waiting for Santa to come and see me. Sitting on the toilet bowl with records on my thighs. Merry Christmas from me and my toilet. Eat so much, it's the one day you should spoil it. Everyone likes a treat on Christmas, and the toilet bowl is no different. Merry Christmas from me and my toilet. Eat so much, it's the one day you should spoil it. Everyone likes a treat on Christmas, and the toilet bowl is no different.
Thank you to all our listeners, new and old, and thank you most of all to our
Stupid. That's the good stuff. Well, it's good to go out on a high note.
Yep, thanks. Bye.
listening to the Prescribed Films Podcast Network, home to hundreds of hours of free podcast entertainment. The shows on this network all have a common goal, providing you with the best discussions about movies and other forms of entertainment media. The PFPN hopes to fill your earholes with audio joy. Visit our website with links to all the other amazing shows at www.thepfpn.com. Thanks for listening.